And it wasn't the only World Cup draw done last week. No, the FIFA World Cup draw and a ceremony I'm not going to get into, but it was widely lauded as the worst ever. Occurred where the FIFA World Cup's first 48-team tournament, 12 groups of 4, top 2 in each group go through alongside the 8 best third-place teams. 12 groups to go. I am going to go through all of these. Dylan will interject because I'm sure he will have opinion on some of his teams, so that's not a bad thing. I would like him to share
I
his
might need to bring
knowledge.
this pillow for the amount of groups these guys have.
No, but this is entertaining. Group A. One of your three hosts, Mexico, drew South Africa, South Korea, and the winner of the UEFA Path D playoff, which will be the winner of the games between the winners, I know it's confusing, of Czechia versus the Republic of Ireland and Denmark versus North Macedonia.
I would think that's Denmark.
Denmark or maybe Ireland at a stretch.
Yeah.
So Group A, the opening match of the tournament is a repeat of 2010's opening game, which was the very famous South Africa-Mexico game, where Shabalala scored one of the great opening World Cup game goals of all time. They will run it back at the Azteca, which, Jesus Christ, what a game to run at the Azteca. And it will be great, but it's a very open group, even for whoever the playoff winner is.
Yeah, it is.
But I
It's quite
think
an open
a lot
group.
of people are underrating Mexico a bit too much. A lot of the predictions I've seen have not seen Mexico winning the group. I've seen South Korea winning the group, but I think Mexico will have such a big home advantage. I think South Korea are a decent team. But I think Mexico have got this group in the bag.
Yeah, I think even if Denmark goes in, Denmark do have history of some great ballers,
Yes.
and still have some great ballers at the moment. Like you said, there's a fairly open group.
I think that any of those European teams, they could realistically, they'd think they could get out of the group. Maybe not North Macedonia as much, but I think for Denmark, Czechia, Republic of Ireland, they'd be pretty confident in that.
We shall see.
We shall see. As
Yeah.
Group B, one of the other hosts, Canada, has drawn the UEFA Path A winner, which will be the winner of the games between Wales versus Bosnia Herzegovina and Italy versus Northern Ireland.
Surely, I know they've been in such a rut as an international team at the moment. Surely, Italy. Don't fuck this up.
Surely not a third time. But they've also got Qatar and Switzerland. So this is Italy's group if they can actually qualify. Canada probably wanted a slightly easier group, but with like Mexico, home advantage.
They still got some
should
players
help
though.
them. Canada,
Jonathan David.
They do.
You'll still have Alphonso Davies as well.
They should easily get the job done against Qatar. If Italy don't qualify, then they probably get the job done against either of those other teams. In Switzerland, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they get the win, maybe they don't. In Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Haiti's first World Cup since 1974, and they get one of the toughest groups in the whole tournament.
Yep.
Brazil, though, are not safe in this group. They've been very much underperformers in the past World Cup cycle or two. Morocco proved how good they were at the last World Cup, finishing 4th, and Scotland aren't slouches anymore. Guys like Scott McTominay turn it up on the international stage. And in Group D,
just before we move on from Group C, I'm going to put it out there.
what do you think?
I've got Morocco winning that group.
That's not a big.
I know that's like Dave
you could even say
great.
Scotland wins this group, like genuinely.
I'm not sure I'd go that far, but you
could.
That's another. I would say not as open group as Group A, or really Group B, but fairly open group.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the advantage of having 48 teams. But there you go.
Unfortunately, unless you're Haiti. Group D, the last...
No, watch Haiti come out and win that group.
I'd love that to
That
happen.
would be freaking awesome.
The last group, the last host group, the United States, pulled Paraguay, Australia, and UEFA Path C winner, so the winner of Slovakia versus Kosovo and Turkey versus Romania.
I would think that's either Slovakia or Turkey. Sorry,
maybe Romania.
Is it Turkey A? Sorry, I'm going to pronounce it. Yeah.
Romania also have a decent shout there.
True.
The US media has been praising this as the US's easiest ever World Cup draw.
Please lose.
Watch
Please
them get
lose.
grouped. Watch them get grouped after that. But again, home advantage technically. Both bold words for, but however, the US media praising this as their easiest World Cup draw. Bold words for one of football's biggest underachievers.
Yeah, fair.
Australia were a surprise package at the last World Cup, beating Tunisia and Denmark to finish second in their group and open the scoring against France and almost scored at the death against Argentina to force extra time.
True.
Paraguay made the quarters at their last World Cup back in 2010, and you never really want to bet against a South American team who was in Bolivia.
Nope.
And you never bet against a team from Eastern Europe, and all of those playoff teams are from what you would consider Eastern Europe. So...
True.
Good luck, the United States. They could easily top this group, but they could easily falter. But we'll see what happens. As in Group E, Germany, Curacao, the Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. And depending what Germany shows up, this could be a very interesting group. Ivory Coast versus Ecuador will be a great game, and Curacao will have their work cut out for them in their first ever World Cup appearance. So good luck to them. And in Group F, the Netherlands, Japan, UEFA Path B winner, which is Ukraine v Sweden versus Poland v Albania.
That's actually there's 3 teams from there that could be like, who knows? I would think, depends on how Isak's going to show up. I would think that Sweden, but Poland's still got some great players.
Keep in mind, Sweden were absolutely woeful in the actual World Cup qualification and only qualified for this playoff because of their Nations League appearance, performance. And also, the other team in this group was Tunisia. So the Netherlands, Japan will be very happy with this draw. Tunisia, not so much. And whatever European team qualifies, would like to think they have a chance of breaking out the group, especially if it's, well, any of those teams, really. And in Group G, a group we're going to dive a little bit into because it's very relevant to us. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Quite possibly the best possible group the Kiwis could have gotten, but still not an easy group. I cannot wait to share the field with our Iranian and Egyptian brothers and our Belgian brothers, because there will be some great games there, hopefully. Iran and Egypt are good teams in their respective conference, but they still aren't the best of the best in the world, obviously, or the best in their own confederation. Belgium also aren't the side they used to be, but they are still a pretty decent,
still got players.
Pretty decent European side. A possible first World Cup win on the cards for New Zealand, maybe.
I think that we make it through this, let's say, make it through this group.
We could.
If we beat Iran and
draw for Egypt,
and either Belgium or Egypt falter.
Yeah, but I think there's a very decent chance we can get a result against more than one team. Not
we'll see,
specifically 2 wins.
We're gonna be hoping our brothers do that, but I think one of either Belgium or Egypt. Belgium, who are kind of known to falter, so who knows? But I think we're going to need that to happen. So I think we're at least going to need a win and a draw. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. But we play Iran in our first game in Los Angeles, and our last 2 games, first Egypt and then Belgium, will both be played in Vancouver. So nice for travel arrangements, which I will be keeping note of as we go to Group H: Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay.
You think Spain win that? A
great draw for Spain and Uruguay. Cape Verde are World Cup debutants, and Saudi Arabia have barely qualified for this event, so they will be very confident. And in Group I, the first group with an intercontinental playoff winner, you have France, Senegal, and Norway, having the winner of Iraq versus one of Bolivia or Suriname. This could be a very interesting group, as France is still a great team, Norway at an all-time best, and Senegal are one of the best African teams on paper. Yep. It's a real shame for the playoff winner, because they'll have 3 very tough games.
They will.
No matter if it's Bolivia, Suriname, or Iraq. This could be an awesome group. I'm sure France will get out of this, and I have a feeling both Norway and Senegal will also get out in second and third or whatever.
Yeah, true.
But it could go. France famously lost their first game at the 2002 World Cup as defending champs 1-0 to Senegal. So there is a history there. As we move to Group J, which is weird saying, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan, a favourable group for the defending champions.
You couldn't get more. Oh, it's AAA. AAA batteries, mate.
Jordan will get to face the defending champs for in their first ever World Cup campaign. It will be interesting if, and what have I written here? Because I can't turn. If Jordan get close to Algeria or Austria, let alone Argentina in that group. And in Group K, Portugal draw Uzbekistan, Colombia, and the playoff Path 1 winner, which will be the winner of the DR Congo versus the winner of New Caledonia versus Jamaica. And I think single neutral...
What's the DR Congo's real name?
Dr. Congo.
There we go, mate.
But I think every single neutral is supporting New Caledonia in this World Cup playoff. But it will be very tough, because Jamaica, on paper, are a much better team.
Yeah, they are.
Portugal are still good, although controversially, Cristiano Ronaldo had his red card suspension lifted, which has never been done before. They decided he didn't have to serve the usual 2-game or 1-game suspension because of good behaviour and the fact it was his first red card in international football, despite the fact it was a well-deserved red card. That's never happened before. Make with that information as you will. But Colombia are a very, very good team. So Portugal will have to look out for them. And Uzbekistan are ever improving, but they would have liked a far easier draw. If they got an easier draw, they would have probably have higher hopes.
Yeah, true.
And the final group, Group L, and this is considered one of the groups of death. You have England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama.
That's a pretty tough group.
England v Croatia will be a great match, and do not count out Ghana. They will have the likes of Inaki Williams and Antoine Semenyo and many others on that team. Panama might be a bit annoyed.
Inaki Williams, my guy from Bilbao.
Of course, Panama might be a bit annoyed to draw this group, but they did score against England in 2018, but they did lose 6-1. And the knockouts, it's pretty hard to predict the knockouts right now, as it is, you don't know who the third place teams are going to be, but we could easily see Argentina face Uruguay in the round of 32, and New Zealand could face Australia in the round of 32 if we finish second in our group and they top Group D. So that's a very interesting scenario.
We might have to do our little FIFA World Cup brackets.
Oh, well, we will do that
so
next year.
We'll see what happens.
Although you might not be in the country when that happens.
Doesn't matter. We'll make it work.
We'll make it work. But that's a FIFA World Cup draw. There's an international window in March. The All Whites will host.
Very good, sir. Very good.
The FIFA will host the FIFA series tournament.
Clicks there, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Very good. Very good.
Not done. The All Whites will host the FIFA series tournament in March in Auckland. So basically, FIFA started doing these mini tournaments in 2020. Yeah, last year in March. They'll be held every 2 years in the March window, just to teams to actually play some more meaningful games against other teams who don't have qualifiers or other games lined up. We played one in Egypt last time. We played Egypt and another, I think maybe the DR Congo. So we will host one this season in March. Apparently, all the other teams in the tournament will be higher ranked than us. So that's promising. Who those teams will be, we will find out.
Well, it means we get to get better, you know.
It does mean we get to face some good competition ahead of the World Cup.